All right, so we're ready to go. So where shall we start? What do you feel like? I actually feel like, oh great, I can see your comments as well. That's amazing. I can see them on Facebook anyway. Great day. Hi Shell from Newcastle. Hi Mercedes. Hi Monique. Hello Nissa. And who have we got over there? A bit hard to read and it's all in French. Well, hello everybody and welcome. So what we're going to start off today is we're going to start off with a chant and then we're going to go straight to the cards because I have a question that I want answered and I hope you have a question that you would like answered, okay? So I'm going to start off with the chant which I did for you yesterday. Actually, I can't quite remember the tune from Idor, so if it's a bit different today than yesterday, that'll be why. It doesn't really matter. It's not about the tune, it's about the words, it's about getting in the zone. And this is the anti-coronavirus chant. So I don't know a chant that's more worth doing than this. I know it's backwards, for those of you who weren't here yesterday. Om Cream, like cream that we eat. Om Cream Mahakali. Cream actually is a Bij mantra that relates to Kali, who's the destroyer goddess. So why do we call her in? Because obviously we want her to destroy the virus. Sarva Rogam Nasi Nasi, which basically means, I was actually wondering if I could hold it backwards. I just about can. You just about can see that on Facebook, but not really. I probably need a torch. Oh yes, husband to the rescue with a torch. Thank you, darling. Just shine it behind it. And then you'll be able to read the words instead of reading them backwards. So there we go. Om Cream Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. And now let's hold it over for the Instagrammers. Om Cream Mahakali Sarvarogam Nasi Nasi. So they are all Sanskrit words, and I'll put them in the description as well at the end of this, so if you want to do it later. But let's start with that because it's kind of like a good deed for the day as much as anything else. So here we go. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. It's definitely a different tune to yesterday. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. One more time. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. There we go. So what I want to tell you about today is the fact that we get the solstice and we get the sun moving into the sign of Aries. And it's quite a big deal when the sun moves into the sign of Aries. Here's my chart for it, for anybody who loves a bit of an astrology chart. There's the chart for it. And there's the sun. Can you see it? There's the sun there moving into the sign of Aries. It actually happened, UK-wise, it happened last night at about 10 to 4 in the morning. So if you happen to wake up at 10 to 4 in the morning now, you know why. I actually couldn't sleep last night. I was probably awake when the sun moved into Aries. Now, why is the sun moving into Aries such an important thing? Because what is Aries in the zodiac? It's the first sign of the zodiac. So that's why you'll see all over your Facebook feed today, if you follow lots of astrologers, you'll see people saying happy astrological new year. Now, as a devoted moonologer, I of course would much rather say that the new moon in Aries, which we're going to get soon enough, is actually the start of the new year. Because for me, the sun moves into Aries, that's something, but it's not really, for me, it's not until the moon triggers the sun with the new moon in Aries, which is going to happen, I think, on the 24th of March this year. Happens on a different time every year. We get the new moon in Aries, and that is when we get a really big change of energy, okay? But if you know, like, we are at the start of a new cycle now, which is absolutely great, given that the last cycle ended so badly. You know, in Australia, they started the year with those terrible, terrible bushfires. Here in the UK, we've actually had quite bad flooding. And now the whole world is in lockdown with coronavirus. So, you know, 2020 so far, see you later. Let's start the new astrological year this week. So I would like to invite you, if you would like to join me. I'm going to do a free Facebook Live on the day of the new moon in Aries. And you can find the times for that and register on my Facebook page. Just go to events and then find new moon in Aries. It's completely free. But I will do it on the Hay House page. So you'll register for it, you'll get a reminder, but you need to go to the Hay House page because I do it there so it can go all over the world. And that's going to be a really important time to set intentions for the coming 12 months. And I am going to have a very special offer for anybody who wants to work with all 12 new moons of the year. So, so we get the new moon the sun moving into Aries today, marking the astrological new year. And the other thing that's really important actually is that for one thing, as soon as the sun moves into Aries this time around, because obviously the planets change from year to year, but right down the bottom you can see the sun is going to meet Chiron being the wounded healer. Now a lot of people are saying, a lot of astrologers are saying that the fact that Mars is about to hit Jupiter, then Pluto, then Saturn, could mean that this whole coronavirus thing is going to get worse before it gets better. And I have to say, there is a lot of possibility in that way of thinking. However, I would like to also suggest that we can see it differently. We are on the cusp of Saturn moving into the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of humanity. So there are going to be lots of lessons for humanity. But what about if we say that the lessons for humanity that are coming are actually about teaching us to be better? You know, I'm sure you've also all seen those memes and so on saying, you know, and the people did painting and they did gardening and they got to know each other again and they stopped running around. Well, there's no doubt that life is different at this point because we're not even in full lockdown here in the UK, but we're not going out, we're not seeing friends. I've got a friend who's catching up with 5 friends of hers on the weekend in Melbourne, which, you know, here is unheard of. Nobody is doing anything like that now. I don't know about you guys, but we've basically been told stay home and just don't take any risks whatsoever. So, you know, it is extraordinary times that we live in. Is it going to get worse before it gets better? Well, look, I mean, I wouldn't like to say no when I look at that chart, but I'm a big believer in the fact that taking action and actually doing stuff can change any situation, and Mars is the planet of action. So Mars is about to go ping, ping, ping through Jupiter, Pluto, then Saturn in that order. And, you know, maybe it's going to be about us actually taking action, like, well, whatever the right thing to do is, social distancing, if that's what you believe. I'm not telling people that you know, you have to follow whatever the government is telling you to do. And my friend in Australia said the government is saying it's still fine to go out. My mother's still going to the gym. I said, Mom, stop, you can't go to the gym. She's like, oh no, darling, it's fine. I wipe it down with the little disinfectant cloth they give you. It's like, no, Mum, go, stay home. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. I'll read them back when I've finished. Monique Sweeney, who's in Australia, she says, it seems here in Australia, but I think things will improve with time. I definitely think things will improve in time. Oh, Anne is saying, where can we sign up for the Facebook Live? So for the Facebook Live, I can give you a quick, it's a free new moon ceremony. I can give you a quick link. It's www.moonmessages.com / FB events. All right, so you got a question? Because now I'm going to draw a card for all of us. And I'm just going to use my bell to raise the vibrations here. So on this day of the astrological new year, think of something you want to know about what's coming up. All right? This is it. Hey! All right. Are you ready? Look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. In other words, whatever is going on, look at the big picture. So, for example, I was thinking that someone who I had this big falling out with a couple of years ago, actually about 10 years ago, had done something just a little bit not very nice to me. Like, it wasn't a big deal. I'm just saging myself a bit here. I'll sage you in a minute. And I was actually asking that question, you know, what about that girl? I won't say who she is. I will say she is my friend, but she was a bit mean to me last week. We had a falling out in about 2009, and then we made up in about 2012. And things have been okay, but she was a bit mean yesterday. And you know what that card says to me? Look at the big picture. We're friends again. Of course, sometimes there are going to be yucky moments, you know, but look at the big picture. So what in your life, maybe you can apply it. Are you thinking, oh my God, this is awful. I'm in lockdown. I can't leave the house. It's a nightmare. Even my mum, who I know I keep talking about, but she's so positive a person usually. And she's all like, this is dreadful. I can't bear it, because she likes getting out. But, you know, for her, the advantage is, well, she's been writing a novel for about 20 years, literally 20 years, maybe 25. It's like, Mum, stay home, write your book. There are positives to everything. So I can feel my husband coming back in, and he always comes in. He always comes in when it's nearly time to go. What have we got?
It's 22 past.
Okay, so I'm over already, but we're just going to end with the chart, which he has somehow managed to print backwards for me. I don't know if I can get it so that you can both see it at once. Maybe like that. Let's end with it. It's the anti-coronavirus chant from my teacher in India, Narayani Amma. Here we go. Om Krim Mahakali Sarvarogam Nasi Nasi. Om Krim Mahakali Sarvarogam Nasi Nasi. Om Krim Mahakali Salvarogam Nasi Nasi. So I'm going to try and get the tune of that proper, and we can do it every day for 3 chants. Basically, thanks darling, in Hinduism and in chanting, like in so many things, 3 is the magic number. So I'm going to end by giving you a beautiful little... Can you hear that? Remember, it's the start of the new astrological year. So yes, tune in, think about what you're going to create, and I'll give you the link when I finished. Tune in to the free Facebook event, because it is going to be a really big one, because it's the start of the new astrological year for the new moon in Aries coming right up. All right, on that note, I'm going to send you lots of love. Thank you for giving me a reason to get dressed. I got dressed again. That's 2 days in a row. It's working for me. And let me know in the comments anything you'd like me to cover. And sending you lots and lots of love.